Hello. Hello, everybody. I see that a lot of you have requested to speak. I don't think I'm going to be taking requests today, but I will be taking questions that you guys use with the hashtags eaJ, as well as all the other hashtags. Yep. So make sure you guys use all three hashtags, and I'm going to just be refreshing it on my computer. And yeah, I guess we can get started. Let me look up this yonder. All right, here we go. So, oh, by the way, before we get started, I hope you guys, uh, uh, enjoyed the show yesterday. It was definitely something. It's very, very, very interesting, and also just it was nice being able to, I don't know, being able to see you guys again. It's been so long, and we have been prepping for so long on the show. I'm just glad that it went well. So, big thank you to the band. A big thank you to our bandmaster and our front of house. A big thank you to everyone who was involved. And last but not least, the biggest thank you to you guys who came. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys can hear. Yeah. What's wrong with your voice? It's shot. I I was singing all yesterday, so you know how it is. I'm drinking water, so don't worry about it. I'll be fine. But that always happens when yeah, you sing crazy. Will your voice be okay by tomorrow? I hope so. I hope so. Is there a meaning for the audio? Is there a meaning for the audio of the Lord's Prayer played before Matt at yesterday's concert? Um, well, originally I wanted to. I wanted to. Hold on, let me take off my retainers. All right, there we go. Much better. Originally, I wanted to open up the set with a prayer and then end it with a prayer. But we tried putting the Lord's Prayer in the first part, and pretty much what happened was it sounded like we were summoning some kind of demon, and it just didn't sound right. So we ended up putting it there. But I've been trying to be more in tune with God, and for the people that came to my show, I would love for nothing but to bless you with the best, and the best thing that I know in my life is God. So yeah, there's that, and that's why it's that. Sneak peek about this trilogy. So one is the first. One is the first part of the trilogy, and pretty much. Oh man, sorry, my throat. One is the first part of the trilogy, and pretty much there's gonna be a middle part and then a third part per trilogy. The middle part will be one song, and it'll come in between the two. It's gonna be like a three-piece story, and eventually you guys will arrive at the conclusion of the story. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. I see a lot of people asking about my voice. Um, yeah, I don't know either. Unfortunately, I'm not God, so I don't know if my throat will be okay or not. But I pray that it will be. And you know what? I don't know. I'm not really so much focused on singing perfectly or just like, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think I've been doing this a long time. I think I've had enough shows where I've shown people what I can do vocally. I think now I'm at a point in my career where a good show isn't about just singing well or singing badly or et cetera, et cetera. That used to affect me a lot, but it doesn't now. Less, much less now. I mean, it still does affect me, I'll be real. If I sing terribly, then I'm going to feel terrible because that's not the experience that you deserve. But as long as there's like enough and it's good enough, my main focus is always how do you feel at the show? Are you having fun? Are you worried? Are you able to take this hour and a half, and truly forget? Like walk in those doors and truly forget about everything else in the world. Can I take you away from all your problems and your issues and your worries for the hour and a half? That's definitely my main concern. And if I can do that, then I feel like the show has been successful. Because for me, something that I really enjoy and I am very thankful for is when a movie, a book, a song can take me away from my worries for however long it lasts, whether that's 3 minutes, whether that's 3 hours, whether that's 3 days. I am forever grateful to those people because when I hurt the most and when I didn't want to think about life and when I didn't want to think about anything, I would go to them and I would listen and I would watch and I would hear and I would feel what they're feeling. And that kind of meant the world to me. So if I can do that, then I think I've been successful. Yeah. I got a question from Insta saying, "Are you okay right now, Jay? I think you're like a flu." Um, yeah. I think I hope I'll be okay. Like I said, I'm not God, so I can't give you the answer to that. But I hope I will be okay. Um, yeah. Which song from the EP is the hardest one to write and produce? I think the hardest one from this EP definitely was. It had to have been Merry Go Round. There was a lot of moving parts in Merry Go Round, and we ended up at a final mix of the song that I felt like was great, but it could be better. And so I kind of sent a SOS bat signal, like York said to York. He was actually on his plane ride to Japan, and he mixed it in the plane, and he sent it over to me, and that was that. Insane, crazy story, but yeah, merry-go-round was definitely the one that was difficult. Well, it definitely wasn't easy. It was like music isn't just about music either. It's like you have to play a lot of politics in music, um, because because people have feelings and people have pride. So when someone has made something, you can't help, you can't. Okay, how do I word this? When you make something, you can't help but want for your thing to be the best version. And with that being said, there's always going to be a personal bias to an extent when you're involved in a project. So let's say you wrote A and someone wrote B. Even if they're exactly the same, I think a lot of the time for a lot of people, it's very, very likely that they'll say their version is better. And they'll actually believe that. You have to learn to be able to finesse and like, not finesse, finesse is a terrible way of saying that. I think you have to be able to A&R what is right and what is wrong. Or what is good and what is even better is the best way to put it. Sorry. I don't know if I'm explaining that properly, but sometimes you just, even if it hurts people's feelings, you kind of have to you kind of have to say, hey, we can do better than this, and then try to do better on a different one. Give me one sec. Sorry, I was getting some water. Alrighty. Yeah. Let's continue on. I'm just refreshing, so make sure again you guys are tweeting the hashtags, which is hashtag each1, hashtag can we just pause, and hashtag each1EP. And I'm going to be answering your questions. Do you have advice for young people? This is from Louis. Impregnating J. Well, good to see you again yesterday, bud. And do you have advice for young people who are scared of the future and choosing their path? I actually feel exceptionally bad for young people nowadays. It seems like the internet has truly stunted a lot of people in just development. Or I don't know, maybe 10 years from now we'll say that in actuality it had quickened them and made them more morally correct. I think. But just from a study that I've seen as of late, so I'm trying to like dial in my tone. There was a article that I read a while back that said high schoolers now, people who are in high school now, have the same amount of anxiety and like mental pressure as people who are in insane asylums in the 1990s, or was it the 1980s? I think that says a lot about how the internet has created kind of like a standard for being perfect, and if you mess up once, you're kind of cooked, and that's just so sad. When I was growing up, yes, I think a lot of people say that people were less sensitive. I think people were just less aware. There was a lot less information out in the world about what's right and wrong, and therefore people made mistakes and learned from it. Nowadays, it seems like people assume that you have to know and that you should know every right and wrong morally in the world that they know. But I think people have to consider that just because you care about something doesn't mean someone else cares or they have been informed about it. Now, if someone knows about something and they continue to do whatever they feel like doing because they feel like doing it, then that's on them. But I think the internet has placed a precedence on very young people that if you don't know something, you are always in the wrong. And that's kind of why I feel so bad for all the young people these days growing up with the internet. You have to realize that no one can be perfect, no matter how perfect people act online. You might feel like, oh, all my friends know this, all my friends online, like they're so aware of all these things. I hate to say it's an act, but to an extent, I really do think it is an act. But yeah. All right. I forgot what the question was, but yeah. Keep sending them in, and I'm gonna just keep answering at the top. This is from QQ. Are you cooking something with Miko? Uh, yes. Actually, yes. And you guys probably. I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it there. Okay. Ash answered, Oh, I was answering Twitter questions with the hashtag before, and someone said, "What does X mean on the second day of PJF?" I said, "I genuinely have no idea." And someone said, "Sure, liar, liar, pants for hire." I really have no idea. I know how angry some of you guys get when you guys feel like you have been tricked, and that's why I'm being very transparent and telling you that I have no idea who X is. So if something does happen, I will not have known about it until I am notified. I don't want you guys to be expecting something that isn't going to happen. So yeah, once again, I'm re-saying it now. X, don't know what that is. Sia says, "Are you gonna wear some traditional attire besides batik?" Um, wh- I'm not sure what that means. Isn't batik the traditional attire or no? Uh, so like, are you asking if I'm gonna be wearing two different things? I'm just a little confused on that question. All right, this next question is from Suyatail, and this is a Google Translate or Grok Translate, whatever this is. May I ask, what were the difficulties you faced while working on this EP? And what challenges did you overcome while working on this EP? That's all. Thanks. Well, thank you for the question. See you, Tail. This EP, I've said this a few times, but pretty much the main issue with this EP was I was on the plane back from Korea last year, and I had an EP done. But the thing is, it kind of felt like every other EP up to that point where it felt good enough. Like I had songs that I really liked that were kind of a jam and I could vibe to. And then I downloaded a few albums just without second thought and listened on the way back. I saw a live set of the 1975 on the way back on the plane. And by the time that I landed, I realized that I couldn't release that because these were Gene Dawson's album. Made me feel like, wow, he really spent more than just good enough making this. And the 1975 Madison Square Garden show made me feel like that is the kind of show that the people who have stood by my side, that the people who have always kind of supported me and never faltered and reassured me in times of need deserved. So I had to scrap the whole thing, and that's probably the hardest part. Yeah. Myrum says, "When will the kissing scene you promised come out?" Uh, I don't think I ever promised a kissing scene in this music video, but I did see you guys make some comments about hand holding, and therefore I will reciprocate by aggressively kissing people in a future video somewhere. And that is how the cookie crumbles. Yeah. 사랑했는빛 says, "I remember we used to play Among Us together. I want to do that again with you or Jars. That was so fun." Wow, that was such a long time ago. Um, I don't think I've played that game in a really long time. Do people still play that? That's amazing. But good times. Good times, good times. This is from Dobry J. Songpil. "What are your dream collaborations, dead or alive?" Um, what are my dream collaborations? Who would I want to collaborate with? There's so many people. Well, collaborations, not singing side by side, but someone that I really, really do want to work with is Dijon. And of course, McGee. I feel like they kind of come as a pair. But McGee for his tones and his top lines, and Dijon for his tasteful delivery. Man, if I could have the help of those two people in making a song, I feel like we take over the world. But, you know. Booga Jack says 가장 최근에 빠진 취미. 스피너, 피지 스피너, 피지 토이. 요즘에 제 ADD 때문에 항상 뭔가 만지작 거려야 되는 그 느낌이 있거든요. 근데 스피너 장난감이랑 그런 거로 이제 그 느낌을 만족시키고 있긴 해요. 혹시 들리나요? My golden spinner. What a relaxing sound. This one is from Blissy, or eaJ. Have you ever cried while writing your own song? Not from sadness, but because it finally clicked. No, I don't think I've ever cried from writing my own song. I've definitely cried singing my songs before, and more often than not, than while singing my songs, I usually end up crying because there's like a moment of silence where I don't have to think about anything and don't have to sing, and it's just like an instrumental part, and that's the part where all the emotions that have been pushed down because I've been focusing so hard on singing correctly, they all come to the top and they come to the surface and they kind of just take over for a little bit. 일요일 공연 재밌을 예정인가? 네. 일요일 공연 완전 미쳐버릴 거입니다. Yeah. So that was from eaJ. They pretty much asked, is the Sunday show going to be even more fun? And yeah, Sunday's going to be crazy. We're still locking in. So people came on Friday for the show, sorry, I'm only talking. Sorry, I just have so many things on my mind right now. It's really hard to concentrate. And my ADD is like through the roof. I have like 20 thoughts in my brain right now, so I'm kind of having a hard time like trying to focus right now. My apologies if I like go off tangent and stuff. But yeah, they were saying, is the Sunday show going to be more fun than the Friday show? More than likely. I think the Friday show was our first time like actually locking in and doing the show live. So I mean, I feel like we were able to give you a good show, and a show that you guys deserve to see, as in like we were good enough. But from here on out, I think it just gets better and better the more comfortable that we get, and I'm excited for what the show will eventually become at the end of a fall run if we end up doing that. Yeah. So just a heads up, we're trying to make shows in the fall work, but we've run into a bit of problems. Unfortunately, it might become, it's really, really sad, and I'm very disappointed, but fall might become a little bit difficult for us, but we're still trying our best to make it happen. Yeah. I'm very, very sad about it, but hopefully we have enough time right now to pivot and make something work, and that'd be awesome. Yeah. 한국 오면 항아리들 모두 스키 마스크 쓰고 재영이 만나러 가는 거 어때? 네, 스키 마스크 쓰고 가겠습니다. 모자가 그렇게 싫다면 그럼 얼굴 다 가려버리겠습니다. 화이팅! Gemma Facebook says, please stay healthy and don't skip your vitamins. Thank you. I appreciate that. Louis says, are the next EPs similar to this one, or is it a completely different style? I think I'm doing a lot of experimenting. It's all very different. Very, very different. It's hard to say, but I do hope you guys enjoy these next coming songs. This next one especially is one that hit hard for me, and I really, really loved for a long time. And you guys know how I am with my ADD, how I forget things and remember things, etc., etc. So, yeah. Would you ever consider doing an official recording process, behind the scenes content for future releases? It'd be interesting to see the way your creativity manifests in your work. It does, and it's interesting because I don't know if I'd ever do like an official recording process. To be honest, oh, this comes from Zenith. Uh, I hope this doesn't break your fantasy. I don't know if that's a good way of saying it. I hope this doesn't break your perception of other artists, but I personally know a lot of artists who do like a whole quote unquote official recording, making of behind the scenes for writing a song, and a lot of it is faked because songwriting, it's not what a lot of people who don't do it think it is. It doesn't come instantly. It's not something that's caught on camera. It's a conversation and a process that often happens from anywhere from a few hours to I don't know, like 6 hours. And in order to capture all of that into like a behind the scenes like content kind of way where people seem like geniuses, a lot of artists fake that. And I kind of don't want to do fake content anymore. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't ever really do that. But I mean, there are exceptions, and there are like geniuses in the world. Like you hear stories about Julia Michaels or like people like Salem who get in a room and hear a story, and they're like, "All right, this is it, this is it, this is it," and they just have it instantly. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. But maybe someday I'll get to that level, and then I can do a behind the scenes that's interesting enough, where I do have something spilling out of my brain like that. But usually, it's idea by idea, little by little. It's more of a, I would say, it's more of an incline run than it is a sprint, if that makes any sense. Yeah. This from Karita. You said the idea of making songs has to be worth it or else. Then what makes an idea worth it for you? Is it more about whether people would enjoy it, or is it about finding that one melody that clicks? Finding the melody that clicks is very, very, very important to me. But also, the idea can also be made off of off a lyric that just makes sense. Like for me, sometimes I wish I could just press pause. That makes a lot of sense to me. That's strong enough. Especially with the melody. Without the melody, it still makes sense. So, yeah. Like, for example, I have a song that I was a part of, or I've been a part of writing, and the lyrics kind of go, "You gotta give me a sign. You gotta give me a sign," and it's kind of talking to God. For me personally, that is relatable enough for it to be like a point, and that's strong enough for me. So what I meant by there has to be something that makes the idea worth it to finish the song. It's very minimal, but as long as there's something, that's good enough for me. It just can't be substanceless, and we can't just keep writing something because we have to write it. There'd be no point in that. Everyone might as well just go home. Yeah. And that's why I say the songwriting process isn't kind of what it seems like on YouTube with a lot of artists. Or like they turn on a camera and they're just like, and like they already have like the whole lyric and melody like within 30 seconds. That's, I mean, that it does happen, but usually doesn't happen like that because a lot of changes happen too. But anyway, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I don't know if I'm answering the questions very well today. My ADD is like going crazy right now. I just like can't think. I have way too much on my mind. Yeah. Oh, and also, guys, thank you guys so much for streaming the music. I don't know if you guys see my Insta story, but like collectively in a day, I think that's more streams than I've done on any of the One Singular songs um, during this one EP. I really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for streaming so much, and thank you for showing love. I hope you guys enjoy the music as much as I've enjoyed making it. Have you ever had to use the thesaurus when writing lyrics? No. Do people do that? I didn't know that was a thing. That's from Anin, by the way. Bob is my day. I don't think so. Really can't recall that. I feel like I've done it like a long time ago, like when I was a child or something. But no. How many revisions when writing or making a song? Infinite. There's very rarely songs that you finish day of and you're kind of done. Though that used to be my work process, but as I'm like getting as my standard of music and my bar is elevating, I find myself more and more rarely being just okay with the day of bounce and just deciding that's a mix. I always have something to change. I always have something that I want to add. There's just always stuff that I want different. You know me. I'm kind of like a critic of everything, but with being a critic of everything also comes with being a critic of yourself. So I often see things in live performances or in things in my work, and the point of contention where it becomes the most evident is when I'm listening to my own songs on repeat, trying to find the flaws. You know that saying, when you seek, you find? Um, yeah, that's me after I write a song. So I just have it on repeat for a few days. I'm looping for weeks, if not months sometimes, and constantly looking for improvement, looking for improvement. And at the end of the day, I have this saying that, or like I always tell you guys when you guys ask me this, a song is never really done. It's just, you just finally kind of give up on looking for problems. So yeah, great question though. This is from Oki, and they say, no question, just want to say that we are each other's cure. Thank you for staying the way you are. Semmangat Sintaku. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Brian says, we got you real and true star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. How do you feel about that? What did the Photoshop? I appreciate it. Thank you. Man, someday, if I do have that, that'd be so cool. That would be really cool. But then, I mean, like, with like Hollywood being Hollywood, and especially finding out about a lot of like the deep behind the scenes, like deep industry stuff, like you even see like the Diddy stuff happening, and I don't even really know if I want to be a part of this. I just want to do music, man. I just want to keep making music. I want to keep doing shows. I wanna keep getting better. I want to write better music for you guys. I want to perform better for you guys. I want to be able to cut prices even more on merch. I want to cut ticket prices even more. And that'll come with time. That'll come when I can do bigger venues, because with bigger venues, I can charge less. And with more people buying merch, I can charge less on merch. And I don't know, man. I think my whole life has just become like this one grand journey to give those of you who have stuck by me and believed in me and given me this life that I don't even know if I deserve. I just want to prove you guys right. And that's kind of like my mission right now. So, yeah. Sorry. Oh, man. January. You know what? I saw a fan cam you saying with the standing mic. It's very cool of you. Just saying. I love you, mas ganteng. Thank you. Yeah, I've I've actually kind of been enjoying using a standing mic, or a mic stand. I did it for the first time yesterday, and it's nice having something to like lean on and just kind of like play off of. So I think I'll be doing that more. Um, Also was a little inspired by Somber because he has that mic stand that never falls. Dude, also kind of off topic, I thought Somber was like 6'9" or something. Cause when he stands next to his like I saw a fan cam once. Sorry, am I fanboying? Okay, there. Yeah. Anyway, I saw a fan cam once of him standing next to his like fans giving signatures and stuff, and bro looked like a literal like skyscraper. So I thought he was like 6'7" or something. But yeah. Anyway, backtracking to what the root of the question was. I was inspired by his never falling mic stand. So I've been using the mic. I've been using a mic stand. It's actually kind of nice having something to like lean on and stuff. Yeah. Also, another thing that I heard from yesterday's show is a lot of people were saying that they had a really good time, and like the singing stuff, all that, that's great. But they felt like the energy was good, and that made me so happy. So for those of you who came yesterday and gave us the energy, that's you guys. That's not me. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for just being freaking awesome. Because man, yesterday was magic. Magic. Love that. eaJ 5. Park Jae Hung. Will there be a live album like ever? Asking for a friend. I don't know about a live album, but maybe someday. I hope that someday we could have a live album. That'd be really cool, actually. I feel like. Why do I low key feel like a live album might do better than a regular album? I feel like a lot of people. Okay, but here's the thing though, right? A lot of people prefer, and there's like this saying that I've been hearing around the internet about eaJ. That sounds so weird saying about eaJ. About us, I guess, because I kind of feel like eaJ is whatever is on the stage, and right now it's me and the band, so that's us. It's us. Sorry if that doesn't make sense. Um. Oh my gosh, my ADD is destroying me today. Ugh. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people really like the live shows because there's like energy, and it's the energy that gets it going. It's not really the fact that it's the live singing that's great. I think a live album would be super cool, but I worry how the live album would be able to catch the energy of the crowd. Like, would you guys be able to feel how would we make an album, or how would we have to record a live and make an album like that, where we can completely encapsulate the energy of the crowd, and while you're listening to that album, just as if you were there at the Masonic last night or tomorrow, see you tomorrow, have you have your blood rushing as if you were actually there in person. I mean, I'm sure with like the development of like AI and all that stuff, at some point it's gonna come, but right now I'm not too sure. Because for me, yeah, sorry, I digress. Steph, Forest asks, the band team will come to PJF, right? Yes, they will be there at PJF. Are you guys excited? We finally got a band. We finally got a band overseas. It's gonna be so sick. You guys are gonna get a full band experience at PJF. I just hope my throat is okay. My throat is a lot more cooked than I thought it'd be. I think I overdid it a little bit yesterday. But I mean, you kind of have to, right? Every show, a lot of people are like, I think a lot of people tell me like you have to pace, and yes, but like who knows when my last show is gonna be. Yesterday could have been my last show ever. Every day, every show is my last show, so I kind of have to give it my all. I know that I have to pace because we have festivals and we have big things coming, but man, at the end of the day, for those of you who came and are there at a show, you deserve 100% of me. And me pacing myself and going 90% is treating you out of an experience that you paid your hard-earned money, and even more so, your hard-earned time for. So I don't want to be that guy who comes up on stage and looks like he doesn't want to be there and sings a song and gets off. That's not what music is to me. Music is for you guys. Music is for the fans, because you guys allow us to do our job for a living, which is ridiculous. Think about it. People work 9 to 5. They work hard labor jobs. They do things that they don't want to do so that they can come to these shows. And I'm gonna go up on that stage where these people have given me their time and their money and do a job willy-nilly because I'm entitled and because I feel like I'm better. No, that's not right to me. That's why I get so mad when I see artists like, uh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Today is probably not a good day for this Twitter space. My head is everywhere right now. I just have so many thoughts going through my head. I apologize for the ADD. Oh my goodness. Um, this is from Corey Art Piss by Fuzzy Definition. Can you say an animal species that's not goat, cat, cow, bird, fish, dragon, or horse, please? For normal, innocent purposes. Oh, golden retriever? I'm. What was that question? I'm so confused. Okay. Like the question is fine. It's the for normal, innocent purposes. Dot 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 dot. That's throwing me off. But yes, golden retriever. This is from Yol. We are too excited. Can't wait to see you perform with Candy Prambanam scenery behind it for the first time. So stunning and most awaited experiences. I know, dude. I'm so excited because that temple looks so beautiful. It looks so pretty, and I can only imagine what it's gonna look like with the lights and everything that's happening. Do you have any post-show rituals to help with vocal fatigue? Not really. Not that I know of. If you know any, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. Usually I just kind of like stop talking the next day and just chill. Just go for my run and all that. But yeah, I still haven't ran today, which I need to do at some point. This is from Sunshine. iCathfuls. When will you announce the other pop-up locations? I don't know. They've been in discussion for a while. I feel like they've been settled on much earlier than the Heights Korea one. But I don't know. That's a good question. I might have to ping them on that. Sorry, I haven't been able to stay on. There's just so much to keep in mind. I haven't been able to stay on top of everything, but hopefully we can get you guys an announcement pretty soon. It's not Piss Boy, it's Piss Bay. Okay, well, it's hard to tell when the star when the star is on the O or the A, but my fault. My fault. This is from Kin, J6 kilogram. Are you gonna release a new version of Castle in the Sky? I don't know. I don't think so. It is a very groovy version, isn't it? I really like it. There's like a very it's a very danceable version of Castle in the Sky. So like if you guys have seen any of the fan cams, you see me like groove into it. I know you don't feel it as much, but in the room you feel that groove. Yeah. It's a really, really cool rendition though. Shout out to Mr. Aaron Farmer, our music director. This is from 2024 Always. 작업할 때 제일 중요하게 여기는 한 가지. or 징크스. or 유난히 안 되는 날에는 어떻게 하는지가 궁금해. 그대요. 네? What? Okay, maybe I'll do the first one. 작업할 때 제일 중요하게 여기는 한 가지. 뭔가 캐치한 게 있어야 돼요. 그게 가사든지 아니면 멜로디인지 뭔가 마음을 쏙 잡는 게 없으면 곡스나 만화인 것 같아요. 왜냐면 그 아이디어가 제일 중요하더라고요. 요즘에 음악 들으면 안 쓰여진 멜로디나 가사가 없어요. 그래서 뭔가 진짜 새로운 거는 만들기 힘들더라고요. 그래서 이미 누가 말했던 아니면 작사했던 내용을 다른 방식으로 표현할 수 있는 그런 뭔가가 있어야지 메리트가 있는 것 같아요. May says eaJ's mine. Solo tour this year? I hope so. Honestly, yeah, I really hope so, man. I'd be very, very disappointed if we didn't. Do you have any plans to go on Dingo Killing Voice in the future? Would love to hear your songs there. Honestly, I think I'd kill it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to go on there. Is the 2-day of the set the same at PGF? I'm so curious. Yes. To the best of my knowledge, it is. Is there an eaJ 2, eaJ 3 for Trilogy? Curious about those? No, it's not eaJ 2 or eaJ 3. It is other numbers though, or like numbers and symbols. So I think for those of you, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know. eaJ says, Jaehyung, can you see this tweet? I just want to make sure my account is not error so you can see my message. Sending you much love. Thank you. I can see that tweet, and thank you for all your love. I reciprocate it back to you. Thank you. Did you have a meet? This is from Luna. Did you have a meet and greet in mind when you were first playing the pop-up? I did not. I never really intended for there to be like a meet and greet. I don't know. I've done so many in my life that, and then I've always, okay, I'm not gonna let my ADD get the better of me. I'm gonna stop that question there. I don't want to talk ill about anyone else. Yeah. This is from Bullpull, Carmelaze. Is there a song you'd like to remake in the future? I think if anything, I think Car Crash deserves a better verse. I think the hook is great. I think even the bridge is great. But I think the verse was a little lazy in my opinion. It was from a time in my life where my pride and my ego were so high that I thought anything that I say or do was just magic, and I was highly mistaken. And I have learned for the better for sure. But yeah. I think Car Crash deserves a better verse. I think the production is dope, but I think with a better verse melody, top line lyrics, I think if I were to hand that off to York now, this song would become infinitely better. Yeah. This is from Pio, Catsaurus. Did you know I'm listening to this space while cleaning my room? I did not, but I do now. Good luck cleaning your room. The cleaning houses is such a chore. Double entendre. Anyway, sorry. This is from Moon. I am psychometric. OJ, is there any possibility that you can come to Latin with Imagine Dragons? Dude, I will say it was such a pleasure being able to perform as the opening act for Imagine Dragons. Like, what a dream. I got to play on so many big stages that I don't think I hadn't ever played on before. And it was just such a magical experience. I hope that in the future I can do something to reciprocate the love that they showed me by giving me those spaces. With that being said, I wish, I wish. But I think openers and like the culture of openers. I know in Asia it doesn't really exist. Like openers isn't really a thing. I'm not sure what it's like in Latin America. Do they have openers in Latin America? And if they do, I feel like it'd probably be more appropriate for the Imagine Dragons band to get someone from Latin America so that the crowd could be more pumped. Because the job of an opener isn't to just bring people and sell more tickets. It's to get people excited for the main act. It's to be a supporting act. So yeah. This is from Avatoast. Jay, are you gonna collab with Bernaja at PJF? Not that I'm aware of, no. But I'd love to. I've been thinking about Bernaja for a long time, ever since I found out about her last time I went to Indo. And their voice is just like so perfect for like a really raw and honest song. I think someday if I write a song that's vulnerable enough, that's honest enough, that's well written enough, I would pitch it to them. But I don't think I have that song yet. Hopefully someday. This is from the Rose World. I don't think you understand how dangerous your voice is. It's powerful, it's beautiful, it's illegal in 17 countries, probably. Please announce Asia Tour before my tears flood the continent. Yes, about that. I'm gonna cry too, man. I really wanna, man. I really wish we can. Hopefully we can. But for now, all we can really do is just pray and hope. But I've been asking God. I've truly been asking him and saying, "Hey, I need help." And I don't really ask God too much, or I try not to ask for things too much. Actually, that's a lie. No, it's kind of not. I don't know, man. Sorry, my ADD is so crazy today. Um, I try to not ask for things and I try to just be thankful. But recently, I kind of asked, and what I've been hearing in the back of my head, I don't know if it's my psychosis talking to me or whatever it is, but something in the back of my head keeps saying, um, I'll show you. I'll show you this festival run, what your life is supposed to be. So, I mean, whatever that means, it will be what it will be. If I am to, I don't even want to say it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Um, yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of just like rambling today. My apologies. My mental's kind of all over the place. Let me refresh this again. Oh, Corey Art says we do have openers in Latin. They do bring artists smaller and from other places sometimes. For example, we got Culture Wars opening for the Wallows. Oh yeah, that could happen. That's cool. But yeah, I think it'd be more appropriate to have someone from that region so that they could get people really, really excited. You know what I mean? That'd be really cool. Counting days to meeting jars. Meeting you is a bonus from Fabs. That I think that is the correct way of thinking about it. I think Jars and eaJ is not like a singer, but eaJ is kind of like us as an entity. And the more that we go up, we all grow together. So like, if anything, I would love for eaJ shows to be shows where people are like excited to come to the show so that they can meet people that they've been interacting with online, that they've been friends with, that they've been talking about the music with, the teasers, videos. I kind of want it to become like a social hub more than just coming to see a show. But I mean, that's just where I am. Have you finished all the EPs in the series, or are you still working on some? Um, so that's from Luna. That'll be my last question for the day. But so my first EP obviously is done because it's out. With I have the middle one done, and that one's ready. And then I have I have the first part of the third part done, if that makes sense. It's been hard because that first part of the third part, that's like one of my favorite things ever that I've ever been a part of. And when you have something you love that much, I wanted to be, I wanted this whole project to be a thing where every release is like an elevation of the previous release. It's really hard to beat when you love something so dearly. So yeah, I've been writing music a little less because I've been preparing for the tour, but it's been rough. Pray for me, guys. I'm hoping that I have some inspiration to write better. But yeah, to answer your question, it's been rough getting past that first one. Alrighty, well, anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for using the hashtag. I'll be answering questions here and there, so keep using the hashtags with questions that you have, and maybe I'll get to yours. I hope you guys have a great morning, a great night, a great afternoon, everywhere you are in the world. And for those of you who are coming tomorrow, I will see you there. All right, toodles. Bye bye.